Welcome. So I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and that this watery moon is helping you navigate your emotional beingness. So what do I mean by that? I hope that it's helping you navigate your waters of creation. And I'm going to open the chat right now. And so I have a couple of things that I would like to share, along with some guidance, and of course, um, pulling some cards. I'm just going to say hello in the chat room if you're in there, and see. All right. So, welcome. And I hope again that you're navigating the waters of your beingness. So, today we're in this Cancer moon, and it can bring a feeling of protection, a feeling of emotional protection. Um, Cancer is very watery, so there's that deep depth that we can go to, that deep psychic ability, that deep tuning in to our highest good, and tuning into our truth, our innermost self, to understand what's going on in our deepest truth, and what needs to arise from that, what needs to open and come forth, right? What we need to fish out of that beautiful watery stream and bring it up to the surface. And so, one of the things that I'm hearing, and as I'm talking, actually, my harp over here to the side is like reverberating. I love that. I love when the energies play and the vibrations play. Um, but what I'm hearing is a reset. So, a reset for all of us. This is the time that we are able to reset our our protection. So, what do I mean by the protection? Well, since we're in this Cancer moon, and the crab with the shell, it's protecting what we hold in our heart and in ourselves, what we hold our truth to be dear, our truth to be from our heart center, our truth to be honest and open, and what needs to come forward in our truth right now. And so it's almost that instead of being protective of ourselves, we're being protecting our truth, our inner being, to come up and out and to speak it, to action it out, to say it, to allow it to take form and create, for the creation of it. So, um, as we fish from those depths within ourselves, right? And we fish with the light. We fish with the light of the lunar energies, allowing ourselves to be open to the illumination of what it is that needs to be protected. And that means we speak it, we action it out, but we hold that shield, that space. And when I see the shield, so I'm again talking like the crab, right? When I see the shield, hi in the chat room, thank you. If you want to join the chat room, I'd love for you to. But the shield I see is the flower of life, is the seed of life. And I also want to call it the seed of light, or the flower of light, because I feel that it's created from light, right? We are created from light. And so if you envision this on your back, or even emanating from your heart, this beautiful um, starburst of light coming out. And I see it in that way. And it can be gentle, a gentle starburst of light, but this big flower of life. And if you don't know what that looks like, then I encourage you to research that. But you can call it up, research it within yourself, call it up, and feel it and hear it and see what it shows you. But I see that as our shield. And I was shown this shield about 9 months ago. I mean, I've known about the Flower of Life for a long time, for many, many, many years. But I was shown to use it as a shield and not to um, protect us like a regular shield would be, right? But to protect our truth so it can be shined outward. So it can come up through that shield, through our voice, and shined outward. Okay. So it can create and move forward. And I was shown this by Isis and Hathor quite some time ago, I think 9 months. And they ask you, are you ready? And if you hear yes, then it's time to step up. If you say ready for what, then just take another moment to breathe and be and allow and envision that flower of life on your back, on your heart space, maybe even up here on your head, maybe at the top, wherever you see it forming. And notice the color that it's forming. Okay, notice if the color is white, gold, if it's blue, pink, and the shade of it. Okay, that tune into that as well. All right. So resetting what's going on with us right now. Individually, this means fishing from the depths with the beautiful lunar light, allowing yourself to swim with that beautiful mertail down into your depths and say, okay, what is coming up? Because it's floating to the surface, it's coming, it's rising, not even floating, but it's rising. Just like underneath there are those channels of water that thermal waters that push upwardly. That's how I see your truth rising. And so allow that to move through your body, whether you need to speak it, sing it, say it to someone else, write it, whether you need to step into it and move it in your body. So, our bodies hold so much language, light language, right? And when we walk without saying anything and we are walking down the sidewalk, everybody around us can feel that. The animals, the plants, the trees, the sylphs, the air, the wind, all elements and elemental beings, but also and deep within the earth and Pachamama herself, as well as neighbors and strangers. Are they strangers? No, because they're part of you, but you know what I mean? People that we might not know. And so they began to feel that light. That light is like a beautiful source of nourishment to them. Okay. So when we sit with this and carry this shield or bring our actions into our body, embody our actions, embody that truth that we are wanting to be, that you are, and it's time to allow it to shine, allow it to emanate from you, to sing, to dance, to create from you. Okay. Because you're a cauldron in many ways. You're a chalice. You're that tree of life fruiting. When we allow those fruits to blossom, there it goes out into the world, seeding that healing, that love, that light, and allowing other people to stand in their truth and to protect their truth by saying it, by speaking it, by becoming it, embodying it, enlivening their selves and environment with it. Okay. And can it be nerve-wracking? Yes. But when we call in those beings of light that are our highest selves, that are the light teams around us, that are the beautiful dragons of light and the fae of light, and all of those beings, when we start calling them in, they're there immediately. Even when we think of them, they're there immediately. And we say, okay, help me embody this. Help me stand in my truth. Help me shine my shield. Because again, the shield, the word that they're giving me isn't necessarily to protect yourself. It's to protect your truth by doing it, by doing and being, not by holding it in and cocooning it. Okay. So if you're not asking yourself at this moment in time, Or I should say, if you're asking yourself at this moment in time, you know, am I ready for what? Then it's not quite time, but it will be there soon. It will come, I feel, before this new moon, because you're allowing things to fall away. But in this watery time, um, we have Mother Mary here. She's here. She came in before I got on. And you know what's interesting is I've heard the name. I keep hearing Mara, 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 and I know she is taking off her, and this is what I brought this for, her veil, and it's blue. I have my blue one back here, but so with purple because I feel Isis and Hathor and you know all these other beings, and it's like this watery wave, right? And I love to demonstrate things, so I'm just gonna go. But this watery wave, and she takes it off of her head, and I see her flicking it in the air, and she's flicking it over and over, and it's creating this wave like water, and it almost looks silken to me, but it's light. She's showing me it's a light, and the light has silver waves in it. It has pink waves in it, but it's the blue connection to the sea. All right. And I see her flicking this and she's fanning this over you and she's inviting you to join. Would you like to join? This is an awakening, an opening, a welcoming. So, would you like to join? Would you like to join your truth? Would you like to join us in helping you speak your truth, stand your truth, embody? And I see her placing the veil over your head or in your hands. And when I'm asked for something, sometimes I open my hands and say, yes, thank you. And bow my head in gratitude. You do it your way. You take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But in doing so, I see her placing this beautiful silken wave of light in your hands. And it might feel cool to the touch at first and then warmer as you work with it, use it, bring it in to your being. But then maybe placing it over your head or bringing it into your heart or wherever you feel like bringing that light. And movement allows us to energize whatever we're given, okay? Like breath energizes, it awakens, it enlivens, it sparks and the impetus to create and rise. So does movement through the body because you have to breathe to allow the body to move. And so I'm going to be talking as it's coming in. And Marata, Marata. So allow yourself to bring in that wave of light, that beautiful silk, that beautiful acceptance of help to stand in and speak your truth, to embody. Okay. So reset, moving back to that. This is the time to begin again, to create something new for yourself. And it's been rising, it's been coming, it's been opening for you. So tune in to see what that might be. You can just close your eyes. And if you want to do that now, you can just close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And intoning the because as we intone that, exhaling, it connects us to our highest heart. It connects us to our cosmic heart. So inhaling. And again. And placing your hands wherever you feel guided or directed. Over your heart center, maybe your womb, the crown of your head. And ask your highest self, ask yourself, what is it that I need to bring up and out now? What is it I need to embody? And listen, feel, remember. And see that beautiful, sparkling blue cosmic light that Mara has brought you. Mary has brought you, the Mother. Look into that wave of light. What is there? What symbols or words or feelings do you see, hear, know, and remember? Another inhale and exhale, and feel your team of light around you, surrounding you, making a beautiful crescent all the way from one side of your body to the other side of light, shining that light into your beautiful flower of life. If you have that beautiful symbol creating itself upon you, on your person somewhere, on your being, or within you. It is within you already. You're part of that. And see them standing in front of you, shining their light. I see a golden, luminous, white light shining into your heart. You may see other colors woven within that, or altogether a different color. And see what beings of light surround you. What animal medicine might be there. Any dragons, unicorns, angelic beings. And they are asking you, are you ready? Are you ready to begin on this next path of your journey? This reset, this new creation that is already beginning? Or you do need to rest first for another moment? Feel your answer rising within you and coming forward. You can speak it aloud or in your mind. And then giving gratitude in your way for them being around you, for your highest self supporting you. And then take another moment to inhale and exhale, and on your own time, opening your eyes. As you know that your team is still there and they want you to work with them more consciously. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to do that. They were calling me to do that today, to bring them in to your conscious. Here we are. I have a few cards I want to share, to pull. If anyone has any questions in the chat room, please feel free to do that. You can also email me at awakening@melissavirtue.com. And your truth is your truth. Okay. So if you have, let's take example, cats that are your medicine right now, that are around you, that are supporting you. You know, cats can be, and this applies to everyone. Think about what animal is surrounding you, supporting you. Cats can be very flexible. They're very flexible. They resonate with the number 9. They bring us that triple trinity, right? 9. And they land on their feet. Their tails guide them. Their tails help them balance. So what is your tail if you are having cat come to you? Well, that's up to you how you feel, but I always feel like it's the connection down into the earth, into Pachamama, grounding you, helping you find your balance, right? Because their ears and their whiskers are like antennas. And so our antennas go out, reaching the universe and cosmic consciousness and all of these high vibrations and light in other worlds and other places. But our tails, our tailbones, our coccyx, everything, you know, dropping down into our Earth Star, down into the planet, our beautiful Earth, and connecting there can help us balance and land on our feet, right? So recognizing, there we go. Okay, I'm pulling the cards as I'm talking. Recognizing what your animal medicine is telling you is really important too. And notice if you see them around, besides the meditation, but notice if you see them around and what forms they keep coming to you. And cats are also very clever and they see well in the dark. So seeing well in the dark is such a gift because you can see into that primordial womb, that creation part, that depth within yourself where there's nothing, but out of that you can create anything. So again, they're asking you, and that's kind of the theme that I'm feeling also is, what is it that you want to create? What is rising and saying, time to create this, time to move forward in this? Okay. And so, but okay. So we have these cards. And what's funny is today for me is what we call Orange Day. So first we have Snake. Ooh, ooh, there we go. Snake, rebirth, releasing, regeneration, um, integration, also awakening, the awakened state of being. Okay, right here, connection, and also connected to the dragons, those beings that are fierce and gentle and high vibrating and protective and okay. So the next one I drew was orange. Yay. Change is coming. Change is coming. So in a very creative way. And so it's about being creative. It's about allowing your creativity to flow. The more that you can allow your creativity to flow, whether that is writing, painting, singing, movement, making something, reorganizing your space, doing something different that feels creative to you, bringing another part of yourself, your aspect forward to play with, right? To experiment with, I should say, as well. And getting a little bit uncomfortable out of your comfort zone, but enjoying it and having joy. The more that we can bring in those higher vibrations and the higher messages of angelic beings and star beings, they can reach us, right? Because we can find that connection. So change is coming. It's here right now. The last one is sun. So illumination, growth, divine masculine. Some would say God energy, the divine masculine merging and marrying and integrating, really merging with the divine feminine, that lunar light coming in to illuminate what's coming up and out right now. And so connecting with our great central sun, Helios, connecting, closing your eyes, taking time to visualize the sun if you're in a cloudy moment or if you're living in a hemisphere where it's getting ready to be dark all the time. Wherever you may be, allow yourself to connect with the sun, connect with that energy. Because with this change comes doing. Now, right now in the waning moon, sometimes we're releasing, but that's doing. That's taking action. That's taking an action step. But see, we're getting ready to move into a Leo moon, and that's fire, right? Action, ignition, continuing to burn off the old, but inspiration, bringing in the sacred, speaking the truth, and allowing the fire to rise. So, right now, we're in that watery time. Allow your dreams to show you what is coming, what's rising. and shield yourself with that beautiful flower of life. Okay, so I also see the figure 8, but infinity, right? And so, again, that merging of source, of divine masculine and feminine, the more that we can allow ourselves to act and then be, and then action and be. And you may feel a little, gosh, a lot of action needs to come up, but I need to rest right now. So allow yourself the time to rest, especially with this watery moon and what's happening right now. Because in a few days or a day, I think we'll be moving into that Leo. Okay. And I know communication is a little bit bumpy for some people right now. Um, Trust that every time you speak from your higher heart, that the communication will be received in the way that it's needed to be remembered, heard, seen, felt. Even if you feel like you've completely said something that was um, wobbly or off balance, or, as long as we're speaking from here and that's our intention, that's your intention, it'll come to the person or people or beings or yourself how it needs to, and the divine way that it needs to. Okay. So, just for the last few minutes before we go, thank you again for joining me live. I'm going to keep doing this for for until it feels good. I want to make sure. I was having a radio show at this time, and I think I'm going to continue on YouTube right now. I've had some people ask if they can see me while I'm talking instead of just listening. So there we go. But if you want to just take a minute to move and take a deep breath, and again, allow yourself to tone through movement. And I know a lot of people are having some getting comfortable and uncomfortable, but I'm going to start doing some movement, I think, a little bit. You can join with me. And if you want to look at my website, melissavirtue.com, there will be some new events coming up on there and some new offerings for October that you'll be able to find that. And so right now, again, Mother Mary, the Marys are here, Isis, and those energies, Hathor. And I feel some other celestial beings here, and I'll just leave it at that. You can tune into who they are and who they might be for you. But allowing yourself to move the rib cage, start with the hips moving. I'm going to rise here a little bit. Here I go, adjusting everything. Oh, my plant back there. She wants to dance too. So allowing your hip space to move, and then your rib cage to move just a little bit. And you can do it however you want to do it. Remember, your movement is your movement. It's your breath of life coming up and out and circling around for yourself. And as we do this, for these last few minutes, feel that infinity symbol from your heart down to your pelvis, okay, down to your space, right? Where we were talking about earlier, connecting into the earth, and that be your tailbone. Well, this rises, the other one goes opposite direction, right? And so moving side to side, rolling your shoulders, and then allowing your arms to move into it as well. Now, a lot of people maybe breathing in the space and allowing it to move however you need to. A lot of people will feel like that, especially men, need to become a little bit more sinuous to merge that divine feminine. And the masculine has such a beautiful container as well of light, this beautiful golden light, and allows the feminine to move within that light. And together they merge and they can be powerful and graceful, right? And so I feel it as a bow and arrow today, just a little bit. And so whatever movement comes to you to do, allow yourself to open. And this movement is opening the heart, chest, center of the heart, allowing yourself to spiral the body. So it's just spiraling the body and the head. Hmm. And then opening, let loose that arrow, let loose that golden arrow of intention, of beingness, holding that intention and then letting it loose, holding the intention, stringing it, and letting it loose. Beautiful intention to plant seeds, beautiful intention for your truth, your being to come out, your truth to come out, and allow yourself to feel the action and the grace, the action and the rest of what it needs to be. And if you want to move your head side to side, holding tension here creates tightness in our throat, and so then to voice it up and out can be very challenging. And so, moving this way. So women, and feel what's right for you, but and I should say, in feminine movement, it's very sinuous and flowing, and it can be powerful and sharp and staccato as well. But the the movement is usually circular and round and like water and air. Well, like water and earth, really. And the masculine is like air and fire, right? And that that air stoking the fire and rising within, and that shielding and that holding of the space. And so feel your different movements. You might want to be sinuous and both, whatever gender you identify with, try all those different movements. Try the powerful movements of the holding and then the flowy movements. I know you can't see me very well. I'll do a standing up one soon. But allow yourself to take that time to move. And thank you for moving with me just a little bit today. When we take the time to move and express the different angular forms, because the masculine can have those angular, staccato, strong, powerful movements, and shapes. That's the word they want me to use, shapes. And it can help us bring the masculine up and open, right? So we can express the masculine. And when we do the feminine movements and shapes and feelings, it can help us bring in that feminine. So enjoy, enjoy moving. Thank you so much for joining me today. Many blessings to you. You can find me, as I said, awakening@melissavirtue.com. And let me know how your journey is going. I love hearing from you. I've heard all kinds of beautiful stories and sharings, and I'm so grateful, and I really appreciate and honor and respect your journey. So I would love to share in that. Thank you. So many